Hey guys, good evening everyone. Today is June 25th, 2020. And yes, as you have seen in our thumbnail, the Philippine Stock Exchange index is down at the moment. It actually started declining since yesterday. And let's try to find out what's causing the dip. Okay, do you see that? Since actually it did not start just yesterday, it started since the 23rd. Okay, and I've researched and read several articles just trying to find out what's causing the decline again. And I found this article, and nothing surprising actually. The pandemic that we are currently experiencing is greatly influencing the decline once again. Seeing that now that we have uh, launched the GCQ, or we have relaxed the quarantine, as you notice, we have uh, record highs daily. Uh, if I may read this, this is from Louis Tantiangco. Okay. He noted that a primary concern was the record daily high of 1,150 new COVID 19 cases reported by the local health department on Tuesday, which pushed the country's total cases to 31,000. A total of 22,197 cases are active, and 8,442 are recoveries, with 1,186 are deaths. So if the pace of the rise in cases is sustained, or if it intensifies, then our current restrictions will most likely stay in place, with a possibility of even reverting to stricter ones. So if we're not careful enough with how we're managing the situation, we might be facing wave two of this pandemic, and we might even go back to the ECQ again. So that is slowing us down in terms of economic recovery here. And just to give you some visuals on where we are currently at, look at this. So we're at 33,000 cases. And as you notice here, when did we start the I think we started around June, right? June, first week of June, when we had the GCQ already. So we almost had a flat line over here at this period, but right after the GCQ, our daily growth in the number of cases are already in the thousands. So that's a bit scary. And another angle that I am also looking at in terms of technical here is that we have reached, of course, we have reached some resistance areas here. That's why people are already taking profit. And one thing that I do not like with the current pattern right now is that we have established a lower high, meaning, uh, so when we rallied to the upside here, people took profit, and then there was a dip. Okay, it dipped here, but when it bounced, the bounce is not that huge anymore. So it created that lower high. So chances are the index will push the price or pull the price down, and will create this time a lower low. That is the pattern when you have a downtrend. And where could it possibly drop? This is the area that I am looking at. So there. So in terms of the overall outlook, I'd like to echo what this guy has mentioned in that article, that the pandemic is negatively influencing the slow progress of our recovery here. At the same time, technicals also would support that people have already they've started taking profit, because we've been rising um, at a good amount already. And pullback is also meant to happen when that in that situation. Okay, but again, this is not representative, or it does not paint the picture of your individual stock. What I'm saying here is that why do we have to talk about the index? Because the index is composed of the major stocks in the country, which I bet some of these stocks are in your portfolio. But based on your request, we have to deep dive into each one. I have already a long list, but guys, take note, this is just part one because the list is so long. I have to break that, and so you won't be bored with listening to the stocks that are not in your portfolio. Okay, so I think on my initial list I have around 20 to 25. I'm sorry about last night, by the way, because there was power interruption towards the end of the video. It was abruptly cut, so I didn't redo it anymore. But sorry about that. There was power interruption last night. Okay, let's get started. Let's start with AC. Okay, let me just plot our chart here. Oh, what's this? Okay, this is the one I'm using. This is AC. Okay, so AC has been climbing up. As you can see here, we are already at a high level for mid-range traders over here. We already had several waves here of the climb, and then so far what we are doing right now is we're seated at a possible support. However, um, if this does not sustain or does not hold, then I will not be surprised if there will be a breakdown in price here. By the way, guys, if I may go back, I just remembered this. Last night in the US market, almost all the stocks have also been declining. And if I may go back, I just saw this. It's worth really sharing. Um, there are a lot of companies in the US that have already filed bankruptcy. So just be extra careful. Maybe some of these stocks are in your portfolio for those who are trading the US market. I was so surprised. GNC, look at that. GNC, June 24th, um, filed bankruptcy. JC Penney, Neiman Marcus, J. Crew. So some of these stocks I'm familiar with. Aldo. So these are the stocks that already filed bankruptcy. You see that? So this is a good article. Maybe you can also read this. I'm not endorsing this website, but that's Yahoo. Very established website as well. Okay, so if I may go back. Okay, for AC, so just be extra careful because this is already in your support area, but because we are already very high up there, try to notice this, guys. This is your resistance, right? It was hit two times. However, on the second time it was hit, you already have a declining momentum right there. So that could have already been your sign to start taking profit. And right now it is retracing, and the chances of it breaking MA20 line for me is high. So just be extra careful and start taking profit if you are already profitable. This one for ICT, I like it. It has confirmed a bounce at the MA20 line. So I'm still plotting it at the area of 98.17 because maybe some people will take profit before it continues to rally up. Right now it is at the 59.56 level, so that is a healthy level, you guys, if you want to consider ICT. BPI. BPI, not a good sign, all right? So your support right here at the MA20 line did not hold. So I would have to say prepare for more declines here. But again, if your intention when you got into this stock is really for long-term investing, this should not really derail you from moving forward in your objective. Rather, um, you know, pool all your funds, and at the moment we see an opportunity for that possible bounce, add more volume, because this is one of the more stable stocks in the country. Okay, so if it drops, maybe let's wait for it around 64.17 and then add more. So that's a much better perspective so that you don't panic. Okay, but definitely I see more declining sentiment, or bearish sentiment in how the pattern is looking or is forming at the moment. Dito, people are taking profit, as you can see. All right, this is already the third day. um, First day that could have been already 50% of your intuition should already say that start taking profit. Yesterday was um, your confirmation, and so I feel that people will be taking profit support and pull the price down up to this level first. Okay, not that. Let's use this. Oh, it really will drop. So I'm thinking it might revisit the 2.90 level. Okay, so for those people who have not gotten in yet, this is the start of this stock's recovery. I feel that this is the beginning. Actually, we're already late here because this has already been climbing up here. This is what I was mentioning previously. When the Bollinger Band is so constricted, expect a significant rally either to the upside or going down. Like what happened here. I've mentioned that multiple times. So look, significant increase or significant decline in the price after a constricted Bollinger Band. Right now, I will not be surprised because look at this. You came from an overbought level, and people know that it's already starting to become expensive. Let's take a look at now. Now it's just flatlining at the support area. So this is still support and it is holding its position. So 2 peso level is the support that we see it. And if you want to start accumulating, RSI is still at the healthy 50-ish level. So there is still room for the price to move higher. JFC, another one that declined today. But we're still above the MA20 line. So I'm thinking you might or we might consolidate at this level before it starts to recover again, right? So this used to be your resistance here, and people just took profit because imagine this from 110 to 150 level. That is already a big jump in the price. People are just taking profit, especially our day traders or swing traders. Mary Mart, how are you? Okay, this is a bearish signal. Okay, it's having a difficult time pushing the price higher, and hmm, maybe it's also creating a brand new support in the area, right? This is difficult to evaluate as of now because we only have a few days worth of performance to consider. But look at this. Maybe it is trying to consolidate at this area right now. And look at this. The volume is also starting to decline. And that means people might have, people are holding on to their position. But I still, I've seen several stocks with much lower volume than this. You also had good amount of trades here. So we could have another exciting day again tomorrow with a lot of actions. But I think 3.40 for now is an area. Something might happen in this level because uh, second day straight we're just moving within that range. And let's see if this, because this used, we had a price land at this area before, and we're very near that. We're also moving in this range. So we might create some stabilization in that level first before we move higher, or I just don't know, maybe we will be going back to this area to fill the gap. This is the area that it might fill. There was a gap up there, and it was not filled yet from 2.44 to 2.24, so maybe it will create some stabilization here. Second drop probably will be right at this level, 2.48. The next one is GTCAP. Okay, GTCAP seated at the support area, because this is your MA20 line, and you have a resistance formed right at this level, 449. Okay, so maybe it will just do some sideways movement here. You're still at the 52 level, and guys, just be extra careful, because sometimes when you're in the support area, and it depends on the kind of movement the market has the following day, you also have some price breakdown that happens right at that level. So like what happened in the index right now, look at this. I was not able to mention that. This support level did not hold. Okay, we're already one entire candlestick lower than the MA20 line, so that's a confirmation that we'll have more declines and might drop up to this level. Okay, so going back to GTCAP, so that's your support, right? SECB as well is just doing sideways, stabilizing above the MA20 line. There you have it. If you see it, guys, look at that. So each time that level is hit, okay, also here, stabilizing at this range. So I feel that it will drop some more, but by a few pesos at 100, 134. That's an area I'm looking at in case we go downwards. FNI. FNI also doing sideways, and we're still seated at the MA20 line, which is your support level. Okay, hopefully after all the declines, no, actually, what I'm hoping is that wherever it is at right now, let's just hope that it will just do sideways, not break down in the price, because once your support gets broken, you will have to face, another wave downwards, and you have to look at the next possible support and where could it possibly drop. Here, 0.72. Okay. Next would be nickel. Same pattern. Look at that. We're still at the MA20 line, and that is your support area. You used to have your resistance here, and then for several days, each time this level is hit, there's just bouncing. They're just bouncing at that level, and we're revisiting it. 1.82 is the support, but overall, if you have studied the fundamentals of this company, this is still at a very cheap level if you want to look at the possible reward that you might get in the long term. Okay, or if you're going to invest in this stock for long term. From a 1.82 against 4.5, that's 100%, more than 100% possible gain against your risk, which is 1.45. How many percent is that? Around 20% against a 62%. Okay, so your call. Would you like to get in nickel as a long-term investor, or as a trader. For now, if you'd like to look at it in a trader's mindset, while it's true that we're seated at the support area, wait for the confirmation. Probably a green candlestick to come out starting from 1.82, and then it ends much higher than that. Then that's your confirmation. The next one is tech. So I think I shared this to you guys. I'm also invested in tech, and looks like while we ended red today, I like that. While we declined today, I like the fact that we actually have a green candlestick. Looks like this level is respecting, or the price is respecting this area right now, which is a slight overshoot downwards in your MA20 line. So I feel that, like, most likely we are going to hold in that level. There used to be a support formed here, so I think that's a significant area. Something's going to happen, possibly a bounce in that level. At the same time, look at this. You also had foreign buying, but not that much. 383,000 foreign buying. So 7.97. If I'm not mistaken, that's the price I entered. Forgot which day I entered here, but that's my average. Hopefully we have some more climb, but I don't really mind being not a full-time trader. That's the beauty of it. You don't really have to rely on a daily income from your trades, so I can sit on it for a few days or even weeks and months, just to be sure of a possible gain there. So for tech, I'm not hyping or anything, just looking at the facts here. Interesting to know that amidst the pandemic, they managed to grow by 8,664% in Q1. So that's a unique story. Yeah. So this period was a record-breaking period for tech. Last year, they didn't have a good story. They were mostly on a negative in terms of revenue, but now they are showing good recovery already. DMC. DMC, oh, not good. We have ended below the MA20 line. Entire body of the candlestick lower than the MA20 line. So I feel that it will drop some more around 3.19 level. So if you are interested, and if you feel this is already cheap, I tell you, there will be a possibility that you can get it at a much lower price. Looking at 3.90 as your support. Mac revisited, retested your support. It did not really touch the area, but I feel that's the direction it is heading. It might revisit your 6.10. So if you want to be sure, and if you want to really play conservative, wait for a green candlestick to come out from, probably it starts 610 and then moves higher. So that's your confirmation. A green candlestick forming at the 610 to 640 area. Meg, oh no, second day confirming that decline. So I still would like to stick to that 2.67 as our support there. Okay, you had your support here, previous resistance here, and now I will not be surprised, because look at this. Look at this. It has been climbing, and people are just taking profit. Okay, so 2.67. That's a possible area of bounce there. Maxis, not a good story either. Full body of the candlestick is below the MA20 line. So yes, guys, it might go back here, 5.20. Okay, still very cheap level though. So if you want to be sure, probably if you want to add some more volume, try to haggle for a few cents. I feel that it will go back to the 5.22. But look at this, 1.28 million on foreign buying. I am not 100% sure if it will really reach that level. Probably in between 522 to 571. So play it by ear, guys. If you already see recovery happening tomorrow without reaching the 5.22 overall, if you're an investor, this is already good. Okay, so just do your assignment. Look at the financial health of the company before you get in. Okay, make sure they don't have a lot of debts. 200% decline in revenue. Okay, so 5.22, that's the support. What about PNB? PNB, okay, it has been on a decline. It's already a week, almost a week of moving below the MA20 level. So I think it'll go back uh, to this level. It's an area, so I'll create a small box there right here. That's the area, possible support there, because there was one here and another one here, so it could touch and bounce up to this level or even up to this level. But that is, if that's the case, you now have a triple bottom there. Okay, if it touches that area, look at how your RSI is forming. I already have a feeling it will just move within that range and then it bounces. So promising setup actually. If okay, if it touches that 20.25, no, 18 to 19 peso area. But imagine that, guys, 1 to 2 peso difference if you are an investor. Triple bottom, bullish divergence. Some people would already take that, start entering there. MBT, another bank over here. Oh no, breakdown in price as well. Let's see. Look at this. It might stop there. 33.30 level. So from a 36, that's a 3 peso difference in your shares. Um, don't get in yet, okay? Because it might drop some more. Globe, I feel that this is also declining. Yeah. See what I can remember. I still remember what I mentioned here yesterday. We're seated here at the possible support, but because we triggered the lower Bollinger Band, I see some more declines. And true enough, it declined by 1.72% today. And yeah, I still see some more declining movements by tomorrow. And of course, I have to consider, I don't want to go ahead and say, okay, it will drop here when I know that there are areas to consider for possible bounce. This used to be your resistance, and this used to be your resistance with some consolidation that happened right over here. So I feel that it will touch that first, and let us see by the time we go near that area if recovery is going to happen. But for now, just hold on to your buying power because I see some more declines here. Ali, interesting. Maybe it's stabilizing. Look at that. This used to be your resistance, and then might be stabilizing at that level, creating a bounce probably at that area. We're still very, we're at a healthy level 45 in your RSI. So yes, let's see if it will support the current support area. There you have it. So let's see if it will bounce, but that's the area I see as our possible bounce. Area of bounce. FGEN. Uh, hmm. Wow, FGEN. This could be a possible breakout play. 21.94 used to be your resistance there. Do you see that? Used to be your resistance. See this? Okay. and then we broke out of that. I see some more bullish actions for this stock. Although you're already at the overbought level, but June 19. When is June 19? It's done. But this one, I'm a big believer of the Bollinger Band when it triggers the either higher or lower Bollinger Band, and this came from a constricted one. See that? Became constricted, and then it pushed the Bollinger Band higher. So I still see some more climb for this stock, okay? But we've been climbing high already, so just be extra careful there. Just manage your entry, use a faster time frame, because this for me, given the period that we are in right now, people are more careful in their trades. They don't really wait for a big percent gain. Most of the time they take profit right away. So I see some more movements, but um, be careful with the nearest resistance. Okay, let me just plot it for you. So 23.97, next possible resistance there. Okay, I see this. Used to be a support right here. Next one is Cebu Pacific. Ooh, not good. Look at that. Fourth day of a decline. So I have a feeling it will do a double bottom. Okay. It might do a double bottom, but when it touches 31.59, see if you have the same pattern in your RSI. Okay. That might be a bullish divergence when it touches this level and then bounce right there. Okay, so that's a double bottom when it goes here, and then your RSI is starting to still moving upwards. Okay, PCOR. PCOR, not good. Look at that. Half of the body is already below that MA20 line. So there's a possibility that it will drop to 2.81. Okay, so just be extra careful. Okay, don't get in yet. I still see some more declines for this stock, although it's already very cheap, but I still see it moving downwards. SHLPH. SHLPH, we also broke the MA20 line. We're lower than that line. So let's see. Next possible drop here is 17.40. Okay. Save your buying power. Don't get in yet. VLL. VLL doing sideways. Looks like your support is holding there, 390. No volume yet, so that's probably the reason why it's not pushing the price higher. But we'll see. Sometimes, when someone gets in there with the big volume, it pushes the price easily. And last for this batch is SMC. SMC, be extra careful. We are officially below the MA20 line, so I see it dropping at 95.6. Okay, but with this type of company, I have high regard for San Miguel. It has survived so many periods of challenges. One of the most stable companies. It's just retracing because there was a period that it was already, people are already just taking profit. And yeah, the global market or the global scene is declining overall. So we're just reacting the same way here in the Philippine market. So I'm not really surprised. Number one, because in the Philippine market, our index has already reached a resistance and people are just taking profit. Number two, the pandemic is still the main culprit why our recovery is so slow. So we need everyone's cooperation, uh, yeah, to be extra careful and stay safe, everyone, so that our road to recovery is going to be faster. Otherwise, we'll be in this situation for a long time, and the progress of our stocks is going to really going to be at 20 kilometers per hour. So yeah. So thank you guys for watching. This is part one of our video tonight. If I may have not included your request, go ahead and drop a comment because I want to make sure that we are all prepared for our trades tomorrow. And this is our daily habit. We have to build that skill. That's why we're doing this every single day. In the meantime, thank you and bye bye for now.